So yeah, what is up guys, Ghost here, and today I got you guys all another top 10. So we're gonna be doing the top 10 most overused guns here in Call of Duty. The guns that were very popular and just used a little way too much than the rest of the other guns in Call of Duty. So comment down below guys, what guns do you think are the most overused by the whole entire Call of Duty player base? I'm curious to see what you guys see. This is just a list compiled by me of what I think are the top 10 most overused guns. And this is in no particular order. There's gonna be a lot of guns in this list that are going to be missing for sure, but that's where you guys come in the comment section. And if y'all missed the previous top 10 videos, I did the top 10 best attachments in Call of Duty and also the top 10 most underused guns in Call of Duty, so check them out in the description. But if you enjoy this type of content, then hit that subscribe button and like up the video for more of the classic Call of Duty content here on my channel. But let's get right into the video. So the gun that we're starting the video off is going to be a 725 from Modern Warfare. When Modern Warfare first came out, as most of y'all know, this was the most ridiculous, overpowered thing in the entire game. This was spammed so much. Everybody was using this. It was a 725 lobby every single game, and the fact that it was even a thing and not nerfed for a while was just so crazy. So if you used this back in the day when it was overpowered, then you had a very fun time with it, even though it's so annoying to die from. And even now when people still use it, it's stupid to go up against. It's still used heavily, whether if it's with, like, you know, the sawed-off barrel or whatever the heck they use on it, even slug rounds. No matter what, the 725 will still be one of the most overpowered, overused guns in Call of Duty. Now moving to Advanced Warfare, we do have the ASM-1. This is an SMG that was used by everybody, whether if it's from pros or the tryhards. The entire player base loved this gun so much because of the Speakeasy Elite variant of it, which this is the Elite variant of the ASM-1 that everybody used. It looks like, you know, a futuristic Tommy gun, and it was pretty good for sure, but I never really liked the ASM-1. I never really was a fan of it. I just like to use other SMGs than this one. But regardless, it was still one of those guns that everybody wanted. The Speakeasy, everyone wanted that from their supply drops, you know. So that's gonna be it with the ASM-1. Let's move on to the next gun now. Moving on to Black Ops 3, we do have the Brecci right here. This is one of the most annoying guns to go up against, one of the most toxic things that you could run in a Call of Duty game. 100%. People still use this thing so much. People spam the hell out of this, but it was worse at one point in the fact of this actually having the jitter mod bug or jitter mod glitch, you know, where you could just pretty much shoot this thing full auto and it would plague Black Ops 3 lobbies. It would make this game very unplayable, and they didn't fix it for the longest time at all, but they managed to fix it years later. But even then, it still is gonna be really overused no matter what. If you want to be toxic, if you want to annoy people, then take out the Brecci and you'll just do pretty much that. Moving on, we do have the Call of Duty Ghost M27. Out of all the light machine guns in Ghost, this was the most overused one because of how easy it was to use. Like, the other LMGs and Ghosts were not that bad, but in terms of how easy they were, the M27 is just straight up like you're basically in kindergarten. You know, you really don't have to try with this gun at all whatsoever. Even though there was the chainsaw, which was pretty good, or even the melee, which was a beast, nah, people just didn't gravitate towards those ones. They just used the M27 with thermal sight and silencer, and every camper uses this thing, camping in the back of the map, or just, you know, going prone, laying on the floor in the back of the map, being in corners with this thing. It's still used to this date by campers. People literally camp in COD Ghost just to specifically use this gun. It's very annoying. Going to Black Ops 2, we do have the LSAT right here, specifically the LSAT with target finder and silencer. Kind of like the same concept with the M27 and COD Ghost with thermal and silencer. This one is just, you know, was the target finder with silencer, and it was overused because of how easy it was. Basically the same exact idea from COD Ghost. The other LMGs in this game weren't too bad either, you know what I mean? But they just were not as easy to use as the LSAT, basically. And you can either do one or two things with it. You can rush around with it and sweat, or you can just camp with it and make people rage, you know? Either or works, and this gun is actually not too bad with rushing around and getting streaks and whatnot, but obviously, why would you want to do that when you could camp pretty much? So it's pretty overused 100%. Out of all the LMGs, you just mostly see this one. And out of all the guns in Black Ops 2, you kind of mostly see this, you know, I would say. But that's going to be it for Black Ops 2's LSAT. Going to the Modern Warfare now, we do have the M4A1. This is definitely one of the most overused and abused guns in Call of Duty for sure. You literally see this in every lobby, no matter where you go. It's every single lobby. And it's a good gun, it really is, but I just never saw it to be like the gun or my gun of choice for Modern Warfare, because there's lots of other good guns in this game, trust me. Like, the M4 is not the only good gun or not the only good assault rifle in Modern Warfare. I don't know why people just think that this is the only viable option or the most overpowered thing ever, when trust me, you can make some other overpowered things in Modern Warfare. But that's gonna be it for the M4 here. So going to the next one, we do have the Honey Badger from Call of Duty Ghosts. And honestly, I respect it. I respect it how this is one of the most overused guns in COD and one of the most overused weapons in COD Ghosts because of how great it is. Think of it like this here, okay? When COD Ghosts was the newest COD, we never had a gun like this before, ever. Just imagine the Call of Duty Ghosts being the newest Call of Duty right now, and you see a gun like this having great damage, having an integrated silencer as an attachment. You don't even have to take up an attachment slot to run a silencer. It's already on the gun as is, and it has great damage, great fire rate, and not too bad of a recoil pattern. To count me in. Like, this is the gun for COD Ghosts and the gun in Call of Duty 100%. So that's why it was the most overused gun in Ghost. Probably, maybe this and the M27 are tied for sure, but this is one of the most overused guns ever in COD history. And hopefully in Modern Warfare 2, if it's in the game, it actually is just as good as the Ghost version. Going back to Advanced Warfare, we do have the BAL-27, of course. You cannot include a list with the most overused guns without the BAL-27. You cannot forget this weapon at all. This is probably the most spammed gun in Call of Duty ever. It's either this or maybe the M4 or something like that in Modern Warfare. It's very tied for sure, because everybody and their mother wanted to get the Obsidian Steed variant of this gun, which this is the variant that you're seeing on screen right now. It's the Obsidian Steed. It has an increase in the damage, and that's why people loved it so much, because it was very powerful and way better than the regular variant of the BAL-27. It was either between this or the Inferno variant of the BAL, which increased the fire rate. Those two were just the most, like, probably one of the most sought after guns in AW for sure, but people just didn't think to themselves that there's actually better guns in this game. There really were, like the ARX Hole Puncher, the HBR3 Insanity, the MLE Heavy, countless other guns that I can just use and do just as good or even better than the Spam 27. Like, everyone just uses this thing, all the sweats. It's very annoying, but I can see why. Going back to Modern Warfare for the last time, we do have the MP5, of course. You cannot forget this alongside with that M4 and 725 from earlier. Of course, every lobby you go into, literally at least one person will be using the MP5, no matter what. It's up there too. Top 3 most overused guns in Call of Duty history. And let's just see if this year in Modern Warfare 2, if the MP5 is just going to be as good and just as overused. I think so, it will. I think there's no question about it. The MP5 in Modern Warfare 2 will be just as broken 100%, because it's the MP5. It's one of the most iconic guns in any video game. You know what I mean? So how could you, I guess, not like it? So that's kind of why it's one of the most overused guns. It's typically, you know, one of the better SMGs. You know what I mean? But let's move on to the final weapon that we have here. Lastly here, we do have the Black Ops 4 VMP. So back when this game came out with this weapon, everybody used this thing for the longest time, and it's still used, you know. I don't think they ever nerfed it at all, but the fact that they never nerfed it and let it be this broken still, just amazes me. And the sad thing about this weapon is the fact that it's behind those reserve crates, it's behind those supply drops in Black Ops 4. So the only way to get it is to either, you know, get lucky and get it behind one of those crates, or just simply spend COD points on the pick a weapon bribe, and then you get this gun pretty much. So essentially, you just spend like, I think it's like 2,000 COD points, basically like $20, I think it is, just to get a pay-to-win gun. Because it's literally the best SMG in the game, no question about it. It's so good, I get it. And Black Ops 4 is filled with lots of great guns, honestly. So that's gonna be the whole entire video, guys, going over the top 10 most overused guns here in Call of Duty. I hope you guys enjoy. Definitely like the video and subscribe if you made it to the end of the video here. And have a good rest of your day. Peace out.